Yo, guys, say what's up? It's your boy Kenneth here. So I want to give you guys a quick update. Reason why I've been kind of low on content, been really busy with some stuff. I'm moving. Was supposed to move at the end of this weekend, but due to some complications, won't be moving until next weekend, which sucks because next weekend is Wrestlemania week or weekend. But I still plan on seeing Wrestlemania despite everything. However, I wanted to do this video talking about the build and road to WrestleMania on the Raw side. So this is going to be two videos, one of two videos. This video here, I'm going to talk about the road to WrestleMania on the Raw side and kind of give my thoughts on those matches. And then in the second video, I'll be talking about the road to WrestleMania or the build to it from SmackDown's perspective. So, yeah. So just to get right into it. WrestleMania is in 1 week from yesterday, actually. So I think now like 11, 10 days away. So it's coming around the corner. It's here basically. Most of the matches, if not all matches between Raw and SmackDown, have already been announced. So I'm gonna get right into it here with the Raw side. First match, triple threat between Ronda Rousey, Charlotte, Becky Lynch. This match is interesting. It got a whole lot more interesting, as a matter of fact, just because of what happened last night on SmackDown, which I will get to in the SmackDown video. But, like I said, this match is interesting. I love Ronda Rousey ever since she's turned heel. I mean, I've liked Ronda Rousey. I don't hate her like a lot of wrestling fans do. But I like Ronda Rousey since she's been turning heel. I think she has put an extra shot of adrenaline in her arm since turning heel. Becky is doing great, doing what she does. Charlotte, being Charlotte, is great as well. For the first time in probably a while, maybe not even a while, but in years, I could say, this is a women's feud in wrestling that I am looking forward to. And it was just announced this past Monday that it is the main event. There were a couple of rumors that were going on, I think it was for like the last week, stating that Vince McMahon wasn't sure if he wanted the Universal or Raw Women's title to main event Mania. Well, it was confirmed this past Monday that the women will be headlining the pay-per-view event. So there's that. Excuse me. You know Becky's going to win. Becky has the most momentum right now. I read something yesterday saying that WWE wants to re-sign her. Her contract is coming up, but in renewing her contract, they want to sign her to a multi-million-dollar contract. So she's going to be getting paid a lot more money. And from what I'm saying, her merchandise is starting to peak a little bit in terms of she's starting to be one of the top sellers in merchandise. So that's really interesting moving forward. Like I said, due to what happened on SmackDown, I'm going to get to this because it's funny because I'm going to have to talk about this exact same topic in my SmackDown review. So I'm going to get into detail about this. But who I think is going to win this triple threat, I think it's going to be Becky. Becky Lynch is going to win this. Next, we have Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins for the Universal title. This is a match that, to me, it's funny because I said this, I think it was last week's Raw, when Drew McIntyre beat up Seth Rollins to close out Raw. I said on Twitter and on Facebook, I'm like, I don't know what they need to do, but this feud between Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar going into WrestleMania, it needs some heat and needs some momentum. And to me, we have one, and after last night, and then now we have one more show before WrestleMania, this feud has no heat behind it whatsoever. There was kind of something there. I think there was something there when the night after Royal Rumble, when Rollins won the Royal Rumble, he picked out Brock Lesnar to be his opponent. Brock Lesnar gave him like 20 F5s. Um, and that momentum was kind of there for like the first 2 weeks after the Rumble. Since then, it kind of felt like this feud has been going. This feud has kind of gone cold. It's gone cold. It went from being kind of hot, and then it went to being cold and kind of forgotten about for a little bit. And now W, you're kind of like, oh shit, I forgot. I have this big fucking like steak and potatoes here that I have on hot plate. Let me stick it back in the oven or in the microwave really quick and put it up and heat it up for another 2 or 3 minutes. And to me, it's just like, kind of too late. The steak has lost its sizzle. Part of this is due to because Brock Lesnar is not here. Seth Rollins has basically kind of built this feud on his own. Brock Lesnar has not been here to kind of really help give this feud some meaning, some momentum. Because regardless or not, I mean, like this match should feel like a big deal. It is for the Universal title, the equivalent, to SmackDown, Raw's top prize. And out of all the feuds that are going on for WrestleMania right now on both the Raw and SmackDown side, this feud to me feels kind of underwhelming. It feels forgotten, and it kind of feels third tier. It doesn't feel like it's one of the top 3, matches. I will put Batista and Triple H's match in terms of significance higher on the card over this feud. And to me, it's just like, that really shouldn't be. So Brock not being here to kind of help, on a consistent basis. I think he's only been on Raw like maybe 3 times in the last 3 months that since Rollins had won the Rumble, and they kind of sprinkle Paul Heyman here or there, but it's like it's not enough. He may be there on the Go Home Raw show, I don't know, but still at this point I think it's a little bit too far, too late. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this feud. I think it could have been a lot better. Who I think would win? I see them. See, it wouldn't surprise me if Brock retained. Brock should not retain. I like Brock Lesnar. I am a fan of Brock Lesnar. I don't bitch about him a lot like a lot of people do. But Seth has to get this. Seth has to get this. Seth has to get this, and Brock Lesnar needs to not be anywhere near a heavyweight title for like 2 years. Or if he ever becomes champion again, not this long, at least like 3 months or something. Excuse me. But I'm rooting for Seth Rollins to win this. He needs to win this. We need that belt back on Raw consistently. Next match we have for Raw is Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. I didn't think this feud. I didn't think I'd see Roman Reigns wrestle this quickly at WrestleMania after coming back from his his remission from cancer. I didn't think he'd wrestle this soon. When coming back from the Fastlane pay-per-view, and then now his match at WrestleMania. McIntyre has been a beast. He has been one of the guys consistently I look forward to, even if I don't sit down and watch a whole 3 hours of Raw, because I just can't do it anymore. I tapped out. I can't watch a whole 3 hours like I used to anymore, because it's too draining and it wastes my time for the most part. But when I do stick around to watch Raw, and even if it's an entirety on the rare occasions, McIntyre is one of the guys I look for. He's mean, he's gritty. McIntyre brings a certain type of attitude that I feel like a lot of other guys on the roster don't bring, don't have anymore. Kind of like what he preaches. You go back to the Attitude Era and how like everyone had like that chip on their shoulder from like an Austin, a Rock, Hardy's, Triple H, Undertaker, and Kane. Everyone had a chip on their shoulder and everyone was kind of edgy. McIntyre kind of has that. He has that edge to him. And he's one of the few people now, on that main roster that has that. So he kind of sticks out a lot. And they've been building him great. he's really been the only single-handed person to obliterate the Shield. He had a last man standing match against Dean Ambrose this past Monday. 2 weeks before that, he had an awesome like street fight with with Dean Ambrose again. And then last week he had a solid match against Seth Rollins. He's beaten Seth Rollins multiple times. Uh, he's beaten Dean Ambrose within a 2 week span, and he just decimates Roman Reigns. So like, this dude is really kicking all three of the Shield members' ass, and I can't think of any wrestler on the roster to say that they've had victories or they just beat the hell out of like all members of the Shield single handedly by themselves. So I think that's cool. I think this is a feud or a match that a lot of people probably won't pay too much attention to, but it could actually be really good because I like McIntyre's aggressiveness, and Roman Reigns can wrestle. I know a lot of people hate Roman Reigns, but the guy can go. He's good for what he does, and I think these two can have a good brawl type of like match, not a wrestling match, but just like a brawl type of match. Um, Roman Reigns is going to win. I mean, you kind of will set yourself up if you don't expect that. I mean, the guy just came back from having remission from cancer. Um, he needs to avenge his brothers in arms and the Shield. So you got to figure Roman Reigns is going to get his W. That's okay because I think they've built up McIntyre really, really strong, not just for this feud, but over the last year, to where if Drew was to take an L at Mania, that's fine. And I'd rather have Drew have a spot with Roman Reigns than Drew being relegated to the Andre Battle Royale like Braun Strowman. My God, has he fallen from grace? That'd be a separate video about him, just on him. Um, but yeah, my only thing is that they keep the momentum with McIntyre, even if he has to take the L at Mania. Keep that guy going strong throughout this year post Roman Reigns, just because I really think McIntyre, he has the chops. The guy is ready. It's just time. It's just an opportunity. He's already my pick for Money in the Bank winner, but this guy is ready to be champion. Whether it's on SmackDown or Raw, come the draft, a couple weeks after Mania, this guy is ready to be a champion, world champion in 2019, excuse me, this year, 2019. So that match is interesting. Batista versus Triple H. This match is one of the top matches I am looking forward to. I think it started off really strong. The build for this feud started off really strong. How it came about. I think so far it kind of went from starting off strong to now it kind of feels like WWE kind of grasping for straws in terms of, well, shit, let's find a reason like why these guys having a feud type of like thing. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I know the seeds have been planted for this, since the SmackDown special back in October when Batista was taking the jabs, when Evolution were on SmackDown. I know Batista's been running this match for so many years, for so long. We all know that. But still, it just feels like they're just like grasping for straws to find like a legitimate reason to have these two in the ring. Because I just feel like Batista just going off and saying like, I don't like the guy. He always uses me. He's always been jealous of me. He's always, he's used me, in Evolution and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. It just feels kind of like cliche, maybe. I don't know. But I am looking forward to this. It is a no holds barred match. You got to figure that match is to insinuate any lack of abilities or ring rust any man might have. Others speculate too that it might be because Triple H might not be 100% from his torn pec muscle that he tore back in the Saudi Arabia show that they had. I think Triple H is going to win this one. I do. Yeah, because thinking back, I just had a moment. I was just thinking Triple H did come out this past Monday and had a letter from Batista saying that the only way he would face Triple H is if Triple H puts his career on the line. Which again, that was just like that just seemed like so last minute. Like it's been 3 weeks since Batista like made his return, and now that we get this, oh, I'm gonna face you, but only if you put your career on the line, type of deal. It's just like it just kind of feels like they're grasping for straws. They're trying to find something to stick on the wall to give this match a legitimate reason for happening. Besides the whole Ric Flair thing, the Ric Flair thing was like the catalyst for it or the start of it, but it's like they're trying to find more reasons why this match is happening, and it's just kind of like stop WWE, because it's like when they try to do too much, then that's when they kind of fuck up. But yeah, Triple H is winning this. Batista has always had the upper hand on Triple H throughout their career. So Triple H, and like I said, his in-ring career is on the line. Triple H is not losing. Triple H is probably going to be wrestling until he's like 70, like Ric Flair. So yeah, Triple H is going to win this. He's going to get his win back. Do I have a problem with this? No. I'm excited just to see these two. You know, if we can't get Rock versus Triple H at WrestleMania, which had been teased for quite some time, and things just, which we do know they probably were going to do it, but things just didn't pan out with the Rock schedule. I'll take Batista versus Triple H. That's fine. But I think Triple H is winning that one. Next, we have Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle. This is probably the hot button. This was the hot button that everyone was talking about for the past week until what happened last night on SmackDown. I think that's the new thing everyone's talking about now or enraged about on the internet. But we got to talk about Kurt Angle for a second here. This guy is Kurt freaking Angle, okay? Multiple Intercontinental, European Tag Team Champion, multiple WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Royal Rumble winner. This guy has had classic matches with guys like The Rock, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, which I think is underrated. His matches with Undertaker, I think, were very underrated. When people think of Kurt Angle, like Kurt Angle matches, in terms of WWE, not TNA, but for his WWE career, people always mention Brock Lesnar and Shawn Michaels. I think his feud and matches with Undertaker were kind of underrated, in my opinion, and I will put them up there as well. But anyway, this is a guy who's done it all, and Hall of Famer now. You know, he was ducked in the Hall of Fame 2 years ago. His career is coming to an end. It's ending. It's an in-ring competitor. It's coming to an end. He's having this, farewell wrestling retirement match, and it's against Baron Corbin, of all people. Baron Corbin. Makes no fucking sense whatsoever. So much so, fans get immediate backlash from this. Kurt Angle's wife thought that this was Jim Ross. Jim Ross tweeted and said, underwhelming. Kurt Angle's wife responded to that saying, I agree. Gail Kim spoke up this and it was like, I'm sorry. She's like, no offense to Baron Corbin, but like, this is who you have to wrestle Kurt Angle in WrestleMania. There have been quite a few people within the wrestling industry, not just fans, that kind of look at WWE and like, are you kidding me? Kurt Angle, I don't think even expected for them to have him face Baron Corbin. It makes no sense. Now, in storyline, they say, hey, Corbin's been making my life a living hell, blah, 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 and I want to face him at WrestleMania. To me, I still say that's pointless because didn't he already get his revenge? Going back to like a year ago, didn't Baron Corbin beat Kurt Angle already on Monday Night Raw? Then going back to late last year, which wasn't that long ago, 4 or 5 months ago, when the whole McMahon family came out and were, doing the whole promise that, it's a new era, things are going to change, we're going to listen to our fans, blah, blah, blah. And they get to Baron Corbin and they like demoted him, and they had and then they had like a not a 6-man tag, but Baron Corbin was in a was they put Baron Corbin in a match. I'm not sure if it was like a tag team or not, but I remember Kurt Angle coming out and all the other wrestlers that Baron Corbin screwed or whatever. But Kurt Angle got the final like victory, the final say, as he put Baron Corbin away and won that match. That was the closing chapter to Baron Corbin, not only scrutinizing and the whole roster when he was the GM, but also Kurt Angle. The payoff was already there. Why are we getting this again for Kurt Angle's retirement match? It makes no sense. A lot of people say, and I'm rooting and hoping that it's John Cena, and I agree. John Cena needs to be that guy to face Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. Storyline purposes, the history is there. It just makes perfect sense for John Cena to face Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. Excuse me. So to have Baron Corbin really makes no sense. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I think it's stupid. For those that may think that, hey, well, Baron Corbin can get the rub from this. This is one of those 3 matches. I don't think you need to have a veteran and a newcomer, a younger star, just to get the rub from Kurt Angle. I'm sorry. Kurt Angle should have a high profiling match with a higher caliber superstar. If not Baron Corbin, AJ Styles. I know AJ Styles is busy with Randy Orton, but the point is that it just doesn't make sense. And you have Kurt Angle doing these farewell tour matches against old rivals and new matchups. He had a match against Jesus Christ, Chad Gable. Chad Gable a couple weeks ago had a match against both AJ Styles and Samoa Joe this past Monday and Tuesday. Next Monday, he's going to have his last farewell tour match against Rey Mysterio. How is it that his farewell tour matches are more high profile in terms of the star power than his retirement match at WrestleMania? It makes no sense at all. I know Don Tony, Kevin Castle, they talked about it in the podcast. Don Tony mentioned that maybe WWE can, they'll have when WrestleMania gets here next weekend, that maybe that they would have John Cena come out and he'll beat up Baron Corbin and do like an impromptu match or whatever between John Cena and Kurt Angle. To me, I think that's a waste. I'm sorry. Like if that was to happen, cool, because we get Cena versus Kurt Angle. But to me, I think that's a waste just because Kurt Angle deserves a high profiling match against somebody. I'm sorry. Kurt Angle was never the guy, but he was one of the guys. He might not have been a Rock. He was never an Austin or a Rock, but he was one of the major players in WWE. He's accomplished a lot. He's had a lot of great moments, matches in WWE. And for them to just give him Baron Corbin for his WrestleMania retirement match, I just think that's kind of bogus. I mean, if you had Kurt Angle and Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels for Flair's retirement, or Shawn Michaels and Undertaker for Michaels' retirement, why can't Kurt Angle have someone that's a little bit more high profile than a Baron Corbin? That's just my thoughts on there. So far, guys, I think that's it for Raw. But so far on the Raw and Road to WrestleMania, there are some good things, but then there's some things that are just kind of like, it's a little wonky, in my opinion. The only match that's been really booked strong is the Raw Women's title match. Obviously, as it should be, because it is the main event. But everything else just on the Raw side of this just kind of feels a little bit of a mixed bag. You guys let me know what you think about the build to WrestleMania on the Raw side, Raw perspective. That might be what I call this. So yeah, you guys let me know everything that I mentioned in here. Next, stay tuned because I will be doing a Road to WrestleMania SmackDown perspective, uh, and in that's where I'm going to get into a little bit more detail of in terms of this women's match going into WrestleMania and the uproar that fans had last night. So you guys let me know what you think. Do yourself a favor, hit that like button and subscribe. Peace.